In today's video, can you take your physique from this to this without going to the gym? Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com, and today I got a great question on my Instagram direct message that I want to address to you guys about what is required for us to reach the goal physique that we have. The first thing we want to do is ask the question, and then I'm going to address it directly to you. I saw your last video you posted. You mentioned about a challenge that will start in September. I would like to participate. I potentially may want to coach. My technical question is, do you think it's possible to do this path without going to the gym? Work on your own body and some equipment at home. Thank you. Sorry for the long message. First of all, never apologize for the long messages, guys. This is what helps me understand what you're after. And absolutely, you can make an incredible transformation without a gym membership. Heck, home gyms, after our COVID situation, became quite robust. I know a lot of people in the gym business that were selling home equipment were often sold out. Prices got ridiculous. I think we all remember that. But so now a lot of people have this opportunity to train at home and change their physiques forever. In fact, on my website, if you go to ProPhysique.com, under the ebooks, I have a free advanced home workout split, because while that stuff was happening, we wanted to support you guys. And that's really what, Pro Physique is all about. Not everybody needs a coach. While we would love to have you as a coach, sometimes remember to put the link in the description, but talking to a coach weekly, getting updates weekly, changes to your nutrition and training, some people crave that. Some people just want to be given a plan and be set off. And that's what our transformation challenge is for. You can do self-guided approach, although we do provide meal plans and training plans. But I want to give some examples of how we can change our physique at home and what is actually required. So the human body is very adaptable. It adapts to great stress, it adapts to great comfortability, and it can change based on how you treat it. Training at home, you can certainly make a huge impact to your physique with only basic movements. And what's funny is when COVID happened and I started training at home, I had a basic home gym, something that I would consider not nearly good enough for me to make progress on, and yet I did make progress because I was just repeating the same movements over and over in the basics, okay? What I find is that by being able to train a few movements for each body part, you're really able to get a great workout. The real advantage of going to the gym is that you have much more variety of equipment. Sometimes you have the motivation of the people around, but if you can do it at home, under conditions where you have more time for yourself, perhaps you're busier with your life, your family, things like that don't allow you to go to the gym at a frequently basis, I think having an option at home is wildly important. In fact, you'll see some of the great transformations in our challenge do just that. So what should this basic plan look like? Well, of course, it's always got to start with understanding the basics of nutrition. If you're trying to lose body fat, you have to understand how to lose body fat through nutrition. Exercise, I look at that as the time that I'm used to add muscle, right? To add tissue to my physique. I don't go in the gym and think, ooh, good, I'm losing body fat. I do that through diet and cardio. Those are my two tools to focus on losing body fat. The time that I go to the gym, and if I was going to try to change my body at home, which I've done before, I spend that 30, 45 minutes, an hour really focusing on, okay, what can I do? As a kid, I remember clearly working up to where I could do 100 push-ups straight, right? Now, what I found was that through doing 100 push-ups, I didn't get as big of chest and shoulders and triceps as I wanted. Why? Because if you can do 100 reps of something, that's more endurance-based. So I had to transition to using dumbbells or a barbell, where the resistance can be greater and I can get that produced result of overload, the muscle kind of rebuilding itself bigger and better, okay? So you do have to have a method if you want to increase the size of your muscles over time, because you will start to maximize your muscle size at home if you're only able to do push-ups and pull-ups and things like that. Adding resistance is a big part of that, but you can start, and I definitely saw a big change at the beginning, especially when I started adding in things like body weight squats, pull-ups, push-ups, right? You get some of those basic movements, you get a couple dumbbells, you can do some curls, right? You can actually start to really change your physique, and then you can add a piece of equipment here and there to your home gym based on what you need. For me, a rack of dumbbells and a bench, I can train my back, I can train my shoulders, I can train my arms, I can train my chest, I can train my legs, right? You can do dumbbell stiff-legged deadlifts, you can do goblet squats, you can do standing overhead shoulder press with dumbbells, you can do a flat bench, you can do an incline bench, you can do bent over rows. There's so many things you can do at home. So it just comes down to the personality of the person, what they prefer, and your ability to do things. And if you don't really have an idea where to start with your diet, Well, I already told you about a training plan I have for you. So if you go to prophysiquemacros.com, plug in some information, it's going to spit out some numbers for you where you should start with your nutrition. But basically, it just comes down to understanding what you're taking in through the use of an app, just starting to be accountable to your nutrition, understand the foods that you're taking in. It's not required that you avoid carbs. It's not required that you avoid fats. It's not required that you fast. It's really about accountability and finding a method that works great for you. A lot of people have success using different methods. I really believe in flexibility of choice, and this is the style that I preach. And I've had great people tell me that, you know what, fasting worked great for me. And I'm like, that's wonderful. But at the end of the day, even when you're fasting, you're still controlling your calories, right? You're finding ways and methods that work best for you. Anyone that preaches that their way is the only way, run away from that idea, okay? So yes, while you're at home, you can do plenty of cardio, you can do steps. I've got a treadmill right here, I've got a gym downstairs. I prefer the stimulation of pushing heavier and heavier weights, right? But that doesn't mean that's what's necessary to get the physique that you're after. It just depends what your goals are. And also remember that your goals can change over time. I've had a lot of people tell me their only goal was to lose 50 pounds. They lost the 50 pounds. Now, I want to put on some muscle. Great, they put on some muscle. Now, they want to see a six-pack, right? So fitness, just like the rest of our lives, can be a moving target. So you don't have to hold yourself to the same goal all the time. And in fact, that's one of the great things that I love about the idea of being fit is that my goals have changed over the 30 years that I've been lifting, from just wanting to look good at the beach so maybe a girl would look at me, to doing bodybuilding competitions, powerlifting competitions, to now I do it just because it makes me feel good, right? So finding your reason is what's important, and you know what that is. You know, I don't have to tell you. This is why we do our transformation challenge, and this is why in the fall we're giving away $25,000. The entry fee is $50, and it includes dozens and dozens of meal plans and training plans and a private support group. And we're just always adding to that, right? And we're always trying to provide support for the people that enter this community. And, you know, it really is one of the great joys that I have is this community that we've built and these champions that have taken part of this, and then they jump in the next challenge. And right, guys, I think one big part of fitness that we miss is the community aspect, and that's something that we can provide. So if you have any other questions, hopefully this answers this question today. Absolutely, you can make an amazing transformation at home, and then you can progress from there. You can decide when is the right time for you to either switch to a gym or upgrade your home gym. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you tomorrow.